All right, looks like we are rolling. Welcome back, everybody. It's been quite some time since I've last made a real video. Um, Decided that I'm gonna kind of get back into it. I'm gonna make some more music-related videos some point soon. I just started a vinyl collection not too long ago. I'll probably make some videos about that, just talk about different music stuff in that world. So today I figured we'd start off by ranking the Kanye albums. Everybody has their personal favorites. Remember, this is all opinion, right? Music is very subjective. If somebody likes something that you don't, it's their opinion. So don't be leaving too much hate, all right? You can if you disagree with my opinions and choices here, feel free to comment. Tell me how you feel about it. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Um, but yeah, without further ado, I think let's get into this. So, how we're going to do this, we're going to do this in chronological order of his albums. So, meaning we're going to start off with the College Dropout. So, let me look at College Dropout real quick. So, my personal favorites on here is We Don't Care, uh, um, Graduation Day. It's kind of like a more of an interlude, like slash song. It's pretty good. I like that one. All Falls Down, pretty good. I enjoy that one. It's kind of catchy. Spaceship, I like. Spaceship is okay. Jesus Walks is pretty good. Never Let Me Down, eh. I mean, it's okay. It's okay. New Workout Plan, I do enjoy that one. That one's a banger. Slow Jams is decent. Breathe In, Breathe Out, I really like. School Spirit, for me personally, is probably like top 10 in his songs. It's a really great song. Total banger. Super catchy. Um, and then Through the Wire, great one. Super impressive that he was able to make that whole song with his jaw wired shut. It's crazy. And then Family Business. So there's a lot of good ones on this album, and this was his debut album. So there's a lot of like songs that kind of defined him on this one. This is what how he introduced himself to the world here. This one's pretty solid. A lot of people say that this is like one of his best ones, like top three. I personally disagree. This one's okay. I don't care for maybe like maybe like a quarter to half of some of these songs. It's an okay album. I do like a lot of the songs on it, but I'm feeling that this one should go B tier. Remember, this was personal opinion. It's not my favorite. It is good though, however. All right, moving on. Late Registration. Now, this one is probably his most least talked about, underrated album 100%. 100%. And personally, this for me is top three in his discography. 100%. Um, you know, for me, this album is basically perfect. I feel like not a single miss in this entire album. Heard Him Say, Touch the Sky, Gold Digger, Drive Slow, My Way Home. Crack Music is okay. That's not my favorite on, probably my least favorite on this. Still decent though. Roses, Bring Me Down, Addiction, We Major, super underrated song by him. Hey Mama, which not my favorite. Celebration, great. Gone, awesome. Diamonds from Sierra Leone, awesome. Late, probably top 10 for me and his best songs for sure. So you know what? I'm feeling like this one's going in the S tier. I really like this one a lot. I have a vinyl on this one coming on the way. Finally came back in stock, so I should be getting that soon in a couple weeks, and that's when I'll make my vinyl video. Um, all right, moving on. So, Graduation. Kanye West, he was definitely known for being different at the time when there was like a lot of like the blingy kind of, I guess that would be the word that some may use when it comes to like that that late early 2000s or late 2000s, early 2010s, just kind of like braggy. This one I feel like is like the perfect version of that, And I think that like just because you know how every single album is different, right? Um, I think he did a really good job with this one. I mean, there's a lot of bangers on this. Good Morning, Champion, Stronger, classic, Stronger. Love that one. So I Wonder, that's great. His rapping is kind of but I love the beat and the chorus, and the sample, so great. Good Life, total banger. Flashing Lights, that's pretty good. Everything I Am, The Glory, Homecoming, Big Brother, those are all great. You know, uh, Barry Bonds, Drunken Hot Girls, those don't really do anything for me. And I think especially Barry Bonds, people consider that to be like one of his worst songs. It's not that bad, but it's okay. So this is a pretty solid album though. I mean, only 13, and I'd say like only 2 to 3 on here are kind of misses. Can't Tell Me Nothing is pretty popular. That one isn't my favorite, to be honest. I'm checking on Spotify right now, 200 million. That's crazy to me. Um, you know, I, I'm I'm gonna throw this one. We may come back to this. I'm kind of in between A and B here. I may just stick this in A just for now. For now. Okay. And by the way, I think I said this before. I don't remember. He's my favorite artist, one of my favorite artists. Heard all of his songs, so it's not like you're getting an unvalued response here. It's not like I don't know what I'm talking about. So 808s. This one, you know, super different, super new for him, and I think a lot of people they didn't really, you know, receive this well at first. It kind of got a little bit of backlash, but it's grown on a lot of people, I think, and it's grown on me. This I think this was like the last album that I heard by him because I had kind of like skimmed through this one and I didn't really care for it a little bit, but I one day I muscled up and I just said I'm just going to listen to this whole thing start to finish, and I actually really loved it. Say You Will, Welcome to the Heartbreak, that Kid Cudi part, that what makes the song. Heartless, awesome. Amazing, Love Lockdown, Paranoid, See You in My Nightmares is okay, Coldest Winter's good. This is a pretty good album. I do not care for RoboCop, Streetlights, Bad News. Don't really care for those. Some aspects of this album I don't really appreciate, like the auto tune. I don't have a problem with auto tune, but he made it so that he sounded like he was talking through a walkie-talkie, and it was sort of nasally. I didn't really. That's not exactly my favorite part. Just some of the stuff he did with his voice, I didn't really care for. I think he could have just been normal, and it would have been so much better. So I'm gonna put this one in B tier. I do like this album. There's some good songs on here. I do like this. All right. You know what's next? My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. So before I had heard this album, a lot of people I heard from said that this is like one of the greatest albums of all time. This is his number one album. There's nothing on this that's a miss. This is just so perfect. Definition of a perfect album. It's good. It's good. I'll give you that. This is not my favorite album by him, though. I'm just gonna warn you right now. You're not gonna see this in the S tier. Let's go over the tracks. Dark Fantasy, gorgeous. Like I talked about before, he kind of did that thing in 808s where he sounded like he was talking through a walkie-talkie. That people really praise gorgeous. I don't get it personally. It's good. I'll give you that. It's good, but I don't get why it's like considered one of the best on this album. Power kind of feels outdated and overblown. not gonna lie, I like the outro part of the song, but I don't know. It just there's some I don't really care for Power all that much. It's good. It's good. All of the lights. I like the interlude. I like the actual song. Pretty solid. Monster. I like. Monster's okay. So Appalled. Actually, really underrated. I don't hear a lot of people talk about So Appalled. This is actually a really great song. Devil in a New Dress. For me, definitely like that would be within like top 10 of his best songs for sure. I love Devil in a New Dress. Runaway. Pretty good. I do like Runaway, but that like outro there where he's like humming and like auto tune for 3 minutes, 2 3 minutes. I think that went on for way too long. I think it sounds very beautiful, but like when he talks about how he sent someone a picture of his genitalia, like that, it kind of ruined it for me personally. Like it's just kind of a stupid bar in my opinion. The Push T verse is okay. Uh, I do like Runaway, but it's Hell of a Life, really underrated too. I like that this one's hella inappropriate, but Hell of a Life is pretty good. I like Hell of a Life. Blame Game, this is my least favorite track for sure on this. And that last like 3 minutes went on for way too long. That Chris Rock, meh. Lost in the World, great, awesome. I like the outro track too, Who Will Survive in America. Probably my favorite songs on this album would have to be Devil in a New Dress, Lost in the World, probably, and So Appalled. A Dark Fantasy too. This is a really good album. I'm gonna put this one right here. I think. Yeah. Oh, so okay, so I forgot to do this. Let me do this real quick, guys. So I was thinking about doing 1 out of 10s for each of these. So S tier, late registration, 10 out of 10, obviously. A tier, graduation. I'm feeling an 8 out of 10 on that one. That one's pretty good. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, it's good. Not the greatest thing. I'm feeling a 9 out of 10 on that one. B. Uh, so I like 808s more than College Dropout. Man, 808s. I think I think I'll give 808s a 7. Not gonna lie. And then is it though? Actually, no. I'm gonna give 808s 7.5, and I'm gonna give College Dropout a 7. I think. Yeah, 6.5 to a 7 on College Dropout. All right. Next, Watch the Throne. So this album that he did with Jay Z, it's okay. It's pretty outdated. They tried like some dubstep in it, which was popular at the time, if you don't remember, like 2011, 2012. That was when that kind of blossomed for a few years there. They tried some of that, and like I was talking about before, that blingy thing, they made that. See, Kanye West in Graduation, he made the bling thing better, but in Watch the Throne, they just matched the stereotype basically. Very blingy. In some tracks like Otis and Gotta Have It, it felt like they were kind of competing, and I think a lot of people can agree with the that they sounded like they were competing. Favorite tracks: No Church in the Wild, Lift Off, the one where they were in Paris, New Day, That's My Biatch, Primed, Prime Time, and The Joy. So there's a lot of filler on here, man. I mean, it has a good start, and that's about it. Like, there's just ones that are skips. Made in America is decent too. Kind of has a repetitive beat to it though. Um, yeah, I we'll put this in the C tier. I think. I think this belongs in the C tier. 1 out of 10. That it's good. There's some good songs on this. The one where they were in Paris, one of the best ones for sure. Um, yeah, 6 out of 10. I think. All right, so we have the compilation, not really an album. So a lot of people don't really include this in his discography, but I'm going to. So starts off pretty good. I like To the World. It's a good song, even though it does feature R. Kelly, but we won't talk about that. Cleek, total banger. Mercy, banger for sure. And then it just kind of like the rest of it, I don't see why like it was necessary at all. Don't don't know why any of this had to be put in here, to be honest. I think we're gonna put this in D tier. It's a there's some great songs on here. Mercy being one of them for sure. Classic, classic, classic. Had to have that. For that one, I'm not gonna 1 out of 10 it just because it's a compilation. All right, next up, Yeezus, the most polarizing for sure, for sure the most polarizing man. I'm between 808s and Heartbreak and Yeezus. These were like the last two of his albums that I heard. Man, Yeezus was hard for me to get into at first. That first track On Sight is difficult. That is difficult. I had a hard time with that one. I listened to that and then I kind of shuffled around a little bit. I skipped to the middle of some songs and shuffled a little bit and listened to a couple more and just I was like, "Oh my god, this is terrible." And I had similar to what happened to me with the 808s thing. I just said, "You know what? I'm just going to sit down. I'm going to muscle through it. I'm going to toughen up. I'm just going to it's like 40 minutes. I'm just going to listen through the whole thing." And this has actually grown on me a lot. I think this is like the literal definition of an album that has to grow on somebody, for sure. Um, I just, yeah, I mean, this like some people say that this is the worst. Some people say that this is the best and that it's a 10. No, this is probably like lower down on the discography for sure. So On Site, it's an okay one. It's kind of overblown and ridiculous. I do like the sample though. The sample that he throws in the middle is really like eerie and like I don't know. I just that one it's okay. I do like it though. Black Skinhead's pretty good. I Am a God, meh. New Slaves, that's pretty good. This is probably top 10 Kanye songs for me personally. Honestly, dude. Just because I love that in the beginning it sounds so ridiculous and overblown and then it like the beat switches and then it sounds so much better. It just sounds so chill and that Frank Ocean part. I love that part. This such a great transition. Hold My Liquor's decent. I'm in it, decent. Blood on the Leaves. Oh my god, this is probably like my least favorite Kanye song, honestly. That horn that keeps playing over and over and over again, that the beat doesn't change. Terrible. I'm not a fan of that one. I do not get that. People say that that's like one of the best on here. I disagree. Guilt Trip. I love that song. I think it's beautiful with the Kid Cudi part. It's great. Send It Up is pretty good, and Bound to, that's a classic for sure. Bound to is great. I don't know. I don't know how I should feel about this. You know what? I'm gonna be crazy here. I'd like it more than College Dropout, man. I really don't feel super enthused about College Dropout, and I never really have. I have vinyl of it. I've listened to it tons of times. I've listened to it all the time. Don't get me wrong, it has good songs on there, but it's not my favorite. But Yeezus, 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10. I don't know. That's hard. I think I'm gonna give that one a 7. 7.5. No, I'll give this one a 7.5. I think. Is it better than 808s? No, I don't think so. I do not think so. All right, next one. T-Lop. T-Lop is I like T-Lop. T-Lop's pretty dope. Dope, 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 dope. Um, it's not my favorite. It used to be, and then the more I've listened to the other ones, his classics, I like this one less. Ultralight Beam, it's okay. It's pretty good. I like it. Father Stretch My Hands, one of the best intros to a song ever. Ever, bro. Love that intro. You know, his bleach lyric kind of ruins the song, kind of corny. You know, it's pretty good. I do love that song. That's probably like top 20 of his songs probably. The part 2 remix is pretty good. Famous I like. Famous is really good. Feedback not a fan of. Sounds I don't like the beat. Low lights and highlights. I like that interlude and the actual song there. There's a lot of filler here. And I think that's partly why I like this less and less. Just like um there's songs that nobody really goes back to on here. Freestyle 4, no. I love Kanye. No, that's kind of a funny skit, but Waves I do like. I do enjoy. I don't like the. Oh wait, no. Never mind. Never mind. FML meh. It's okay. Kind of feels like a filler one to be honest to me. Real Friends, I do like that one. That one's pretty good, banger. Wolves, I like the first part of it. The second part where it sounds like he's just talking, I hate. Could have been scratched out. Frank's track filler, Silver Surfer filler. 30 hours, I like that one. That one's pretty good. No More Parties in LA, love that one. Top 10 for sure. Facts. I've probably listened to this one twice, probably because it's not that great. Fade, it's kind of catchy. I like that one. St. Pablo's pretty good too. He kind of goes hard on that one. Life of Pablo. I think there's just so many bangers on here. This one's better than Yeezus. I think I'm gonna put this right here. I'm gonna put this one right before uh what's it called? 808s. All right, next up. Yay. Um this one it's probably his most underrated. I thought about killing you. I was shocked at first when I first heard that, and I actually like it a lot more now. It's pretty good actually. Yikes. Eh. All mine. Eh. Wouldn't leave. I like. No mistakes. I like, except for the part where the chorus goes away and it just sounds like he's talking. I don't like that part. But it's a pretty good song. Ghost Town, I love. Violent Crimes, I love. That's probably top 10 as well. And I think that that's one of his most important songs because it just shows like how much he's grown and how much he's matured, talking about his opinion on women and just the message of that. I really love Violent Crimes. That's one of my favorites. Ghost Town is great too. Um, this is hard. I really did enjoy this, but I think I'm gonna have to put this. This isn't better. This isn't like on the same level as Watch the Throne though, so this is hard. You know what? I think I'm gonna throw T-Lop up here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna throw T-Lop up there, and then I'm gonna throw that right there. I think, yeah. Oh, so I forgot again to do the 1 out of 10. Uh, I think I only missed T-Lop. T-Lop, I'd give that one an 8, 7.5, 8. And Yay, I would give 6.5 to 7. And what did I do Yeezus again as? I don't remember. I need to write this stuff down, man. All right. Let's see here. Kids see ghosts. All right. So sorry about that, guys. I'm back. I realized that Jesus is King wasn't in here, but the one with Jesus is King, the new one that I found, it doesn't have Cruel Summer. So, and anyways, that's just a compilation. So whatever. You guys know where I put it. I did a little bit of thinking, and this is how I've rearranged it. But you know what? I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I do like that one. All right. So, Kids See Ghosts, like we were talking about. This one, to me, it's another one of his that's just, it's perfect to me. He does absolutely nothing wrong with this. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this. It's literally perfect. It's 7 tracks. It's more of like the idea of a perfect EP, but it's an album. This thing is it's one of my favorite albums of all time, if not the. If not the, man. I Feel the Love, Fire, Fourth Dimension, Free. Oh, love that one. Reborn, Kids See Ghosts, Cuddy Montage. Everything about this is awesome. I love everything about this album. This is so good. This is so friggin' good. This is a 10. 10 out of 10. Right here. Boom. Favorite ones on this, all of them. But if I had a gun to my head, I'd probably pick Reborn, and then Free, and then Kids See Ghosts, or not Kids See Ghosts, but Cuddy Montage, and then Kids See Ghosts, and then Feel the Love, Fourth Dimension, and then Fire. These are all great. Fire is probably my least favorite on this one, but it's still pretty solid. All right, the last one, JIK, Jesus is King. So this one, nobody really talks about it. Nobody credits it. You know, it's in his discography. It's there. It's not bad. To me personally, I don't think Kanye's ever missed. I don't think he has. Every Hour, I really like that. I really like Every Hour. It sounds very nice, and it sounds very professional. Like if you went into an actual church, you wouldn't find that. Like that is like high tier for, choir in a church. Selah, Selah's pretty good. Follow God, it's okay. Close on Sunday. Get it out of here, man. Get it out of here. Not great. Not great. On God. Not really familiar with that one. I think I probably listened to that a couple times and was done with it. I didn't really feel the need to go back to that one. Everything We Need, that's a great one. That one was actually leaked with Yandi, and that was probably one of my favorite ones on there. Um, Everything We Need's good. Water. I like the Aunt Clemens feature. God Is. He kind of uses like this raspy from the back of his throat voice, but I still enjoy that. Hands On, it's pretty good. Use This Gospel is pretty good. Jesus is Lord, I like that outro. This is a pretty good one, man. This is pretty good. Is it his best? Absolutely not. I don't think a single human being in the world thinks that this is number one in his discography. 100%. Nobody people thinks this. But I think it's better than Watch the Throne. There isn't as much filler in that one, and I think that's gonna do it, to be honest. So let's think about this. So we have Kids See Ghosts and Late Registration. I love Late Registration, man. I think it's better than his other standalone albums. I know that Kids See Ghosts is a joint project with um, Kid Cudi, but it's still amazing. Still got to give him credit for it. Uh, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, I love that one, but I think it's a little bit overrated, and I think that partly because people told me that this was the greatest thing ever, it didn't really meet up to the potential that I was holding up for it. Like, when somebody says, "Oh my God, you got to see this movie. This is the greatest movie of all time." You have to see it. And then when you see it, it's it's not as good. It's good, but it's not as perfect as people say it is. I think this is great. I think this is definitely a good thing to have in his catalog for sure. Not my favorite though, again. Um Graduation, pretty good. I like Graduation, a lot of bangers. 808s, it's different. I love it. Jesus, very different, very experimental. It has to grow on you. Not everybody likes it, but I do enjoy it. I do listen to it a lot more, but it's not better than Life of Pablo though. I think I'm gonna have to change this. I think this is gonna be switched up, to be honest. This I I really don't I really don't like the College Dropout more than Yeezus though, to be honest. I know you're gonna hate me for it, but I don't. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna do that just because there are more tracks that are better on that one than Yay. Yay is a great one. Yay, there's some pretty good songs, but there's only seven and only half are good. So I think that this is a fair assessment. And then I'm fine with where Jesus King and Watch the Throne is at, to be honest. I think that'll do it for the tier list for Kanye. Comment down below what your guys' tier list is and what your favorite ones and least favorite ones are. Let me know how you feel. Remember, don't hate. This is just opinion. Music is subjective. Yeah, I think that's gonna do it. Thank you guys for watching if you stayed all the way through, and have a good rest of your day.